Faith Church, hope you're well today. Sunday morning in worship, we are going to use the Apostles' Creed to confess our faith. It's something that we do quite often. And there's a little phrase at the end of the Creed that says, we believe in the resurrection of the body. And probably for many, maybe some of us have really thought carefully about what that means, the resurrection of the physical body. But others of us perhaps have just blown through that phrase and not thought much about it. When you think about what happens to our bodies after we die, there's a lot of mystery involved in that. A lot of questions that I hear, just even recently, a couple questions I've heard people say, if we get new bodies someday, what age are we? We're going to be 29, 39, 19, 9, 59. What age is my body going to be? I've heard people just recently ask me, I've heard this question many times, should I be cremated when I die? Because if my body's burned up, what's going to happen to it in eternity? How's it going to be put back together again? There's kind of a famous, funny question, somewhat funny question that Tertullian, who was a church father, was asked centuries ago. Somebody asked him one day if a cannibal eats a Christian, and then that cannibal later on becomes a Christian, in the resurrection, which bits go where? And Tertullian answered by basically saying, that's a silly question. And there are a lot of questions about this that are silly, but there are also some serious questions. There's a lot of questions that cannot be answered in this lifetime, but there are other questions about the resurrection of the body that can be answered. I would imagine that you would be surprised to learn that one of the ways to get at some of these answers is to begin all the way back in Leviticus chapters 13 and 14, which if you read, and I hope you will read before Sunday, are laws and practices that God gives the Israelite people around leprosy, around people who have been infected with these kinds of skin diseases and what happens to them. It may seem like a strange place to begin to get to resurrection of the body, but what I hope to show you Sunday is it's not. After all, leprosy is a condition of the body, and there's some hints that were given in these passages, pretty strong hints actually, that point us all the way forward to the time God took on a human body, and in that human body actually touched lepers, which was against the Mosaic law, and was killed and then resurrected in the body. And that fact, that historical fact, has profound implications for not only human souls, but human bodies, and not actually just human bodies, but all of the material creation, everything in the world. So what initially, and again, I hope you'll read Leviticus chapters 13 and 14. When you do, you'll probably wonder, what in the world is Jeff going to go with this? But read those. But what may seem like obscure and irrelevant, just trust me, actually points us to something that's profoundly relevant and actually profoundly good news that we have in the gospel. So really looking forward to being together on Sunday for worship. I know summer is a crazy time, people traveling, but if you're in town and if you're healthy, really would encourage you to be here with us in person and worship with us, and it'll be good to be together. Wherever you are today, I pray that you would sense the love of God as your Father, and the grace of Christ, his Son, and the fellowship, the presence of the Holy Spirit. Peace.